What if I told you that hidden within a simple phrase lies the master key to understanding reality itself, a secret so profound that ancient mystics whispered it in temples, quantum physicists stumble upon it in laboratories, and you've been experiencing it your entire life without knowing it? Today, we're diving into the most misunderstood principle in human history, as above, so below. And by the end of this video, you'll see the world through completely different eyes. For centuries, they've told us that spirituality and science are separate worlds, that ancient wisdom is just superstition, and that modern physics has nothing to do with consciousness. But what if this separation is the greatest lie ever told? The phrase, as above, so below, appears in the emerald tablet of Hermes Trismegistus, a text that predates Christianity and has influenced every major spiritual tradition on Earth. Yet mainstream academia dismisses it as primitive thinking. But here's what they don't want you to know. Carl Jung, one of the founders of modern psychology, spent decades proving that our external reality mirrors our internal states. Nikola Tesla spoke of thinking in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And today's quantum physicists are discovering that consciousness itself shapes reality at the subatomic level. The ancient masters weren't primitive. They were light years ahead of us. The truth is, as above, so below isn't just a mystical saying. It's the fundamental operating principle of the universe, and once you understand it, you hold the key to transforming every aspect of your existence. Let me reveal what this principle actually means. As above, so below describes the fractal nature of reality, the fact that the same patterns repeat at every level of existence. Look at a galaxy spinning through space, then look at an electron orbiting an atom's nucleus. The pattern is identical. Examine the branching of rivers, blood vessels, lightning, and the neural networks in your brain, all following the same divine blueprint. The ancient Egyptians knew this. The Hermetic philosophers encoded it. The Kabbalists mapped it in the tree of life. They understood that the macrocosm, the vast universe above, is perfectly reflected in the microcosm, the individual reality below. Your thoughts create your world, just as cosmic forces shape galaxies. But there's something even more profound hidden within this principle. The phrase continues, as within, so without. Your internal state, your beliefs, emotions, and consciousness is constantly being projected onto your external reality. You're not just observing the world, you're actively creating it through the lens of your inner state. Think about this. Have you ever noticed how, when you're in a great mood, everything seems to go your way? Or how, when you're anxious, you attract stressful situations? This isn't coincidence, it's correspondence. In action, your inner frequency is broadcasting a signal that the universe responds to with matching experiences. Let me share something that happened to me that perfectly illustrates this principle. I was going through a difficult period, financial stress, relationship problems, feeling completely stuck. One day, while studying the principle of correspondence, I decided to try an experiment. Instead of focusing on what was wrong, I spent 20 minutes each morning visualizing my ideal life in vivid detail, not just seeing it, but feeling it. The relief of financial freedom, the joy of harmonious relationships, the excitement of pursuing my passion. Within 2 weeks, opportunities began appearing that I hadn't noticed before. A contact I'd forgotten about called with a job offer. An old friend reached out, wanting to collaborate. Even my relationships improved as I started approaching them from a place of inner abundance rather than need. Was this magic? No, it was correspondence. By changing my internal state, I literally changed what I was able to perceive and attract in my external world. I wasn't creating something from nothing. I was aligning with possibilities that already existed, but were invisible to my previous state of consciousness. This is what the ancient masters understood. You don't just live in the universe, you are the universe experiencing itself subjectively. Every thought you think is a ripple in the cosmic pond. Every emotion you feel is a frequency that calls forth matching experiences. Now here's where it gets really interesting. When you truly understand correspondence, you realize that everything in your life is a reflection. That difficult relationship, it's mirroring an internal conflict you haven't resolved. That financial struggle, it's reflecting your relationship with your own self-worth. That health issue, it's your body communicating what your mind refuses to acknowledge. This isn't about blame, it's about empowerment. Because if your external reality is a reflection of your internal state, then changing your inner world becomes the fastest way to transform your outer circumstances. The Buddha said, "With our thoughts, we make the world." Jesus taught, "As you believe, so it shall be unto you." They were describing the same universal law. Modern science confirms this through neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself based on repeated thoughts and experiences. Quantum physics shows us that the observer affects the observed. Even at the cellular level, Dr. Bruce Lipton's research proves that our beliefs directly influence our genetic expression. You are living in a participatory universe that responds to your consciousness like a mirror responds to your image. Change your inner state and watch your outer world transform in ways that will seem miraculous to others but are perfectly natural to you. Once you begin applying this principle consciously, you'll start noticing synchronicities everywhere. These aren't coincidences, they're confirmations that you're aligning with the deeper patterns of existence. You think of someone and they call. You need information and it appears in your social media feed. You set an intention and the means to fulfill it shows up unexpectedly. Carl Jung called this meaningful coincidence, but it's actually correspondence in real time. Your internal state is broadcasting a frequency and the universe is responding by arranging circumstances that match that vibration. The ancient mystics called this living in the flow. When your inner alignment creates effortless manifestation in your outer world. I want you to start paying attention to these moments. Keep a synchronicity journal. Notice when your thoughts and external events align. Track the patterns. What you'll discover is that you're constantly co-creating with a universe that's far more responsive and intelligent than you ever imagined. The more you acknowledge these correspondences, the stronger they become. It's as if the universe rewards your attention to its subtle language by speaking to you more clearly. You become a conscious participant in the grand symphony of existence. So how do you practically apply this ancient wisdom in your modern life? First, become an observer of your own patterns. Notice how your internal states correlate with external experiences. Are you attracting what you fear or what you desire? Your environment is giving you constant feedback about your dominant frequency. Start each day with intentional alignment. Spend 10 minutes visualizing not just what you want, but how you want to feel. Embody the emotional state of your desired reality. Remember, the universe responds to frequency, not words. Feel successful before you achieve success. Feel loved before you find love. Feel abundant before you have abundance. Use your relationships as mirrors. What others trigger in you reveals what needs healing within you. What you admire in others shows you qualities that already exist in your potential. Every person in your life is reflecting back aspects of yourself, both light and shadow. Practice the art of acting as if. If you want to be confident, start embodying confidence in small ways. If you want to be prosperous, start thinking and feeling prosperous with what you have now. This isn't pretending. It's aligning your inner state with your intended reality. And here's a powerful technique. At the end of each day, review your experiences and ask, what was this reflecting back to me about my inner state? This practice rapidly accelerates your conscious evolution because you're working with the universe's feedback system rather than against it. Now let's go deeper into the quantum realm, where ancient mysticism meets cutting-edge science. Quantum physicists have discovered that at the fundamental level, reality exists in a state of infinite possibilities until consciousness collapses it into specific experiences. This is precisely what the Hermetic masters taught thousands of years ago. The double-slit experiment shows that particles behave differently when observed, proving that consciousness affects physical reality. Quantum entanglement demonstrates that separated particles remain mysteriously connected, reflecting the fundamental unity that mystics have always recognized. As above, so below isn't just philosophy, it's quantum mechanics. Dr. David Bohm, one of the most respected quantum physicists, proposed that reality has an implicate order, a hidden dimension where everything is interconnected. He essentially rediscovered what ancient traditions always knew. The visible world below emerges from an invisible realm above, where all possibilities exist. This means your consciousness isn't just observing reality, it's actively selecting which version of reality manifests. Every moment, you're choosing from infinite potential timelines. The principle of correspondence becomes a navigation tool for conscious reality creation. Think about this. If consciousness can affect subatomic particles in a laboratory, imagine what your focused intention can do in your daily life. You're not separate from the quantum field. You are the quantum field expressing itself as an individual experience. When you fully embrace the principle of correspondence, something extraordinary happens. You stop being a victim of circumstances and become a conscious creator of experience. You realize that every challenge in your life is actually an opportunity for growth because it's showing you exactly what needs to be transformed within your consciousness. This doesn't mean you'll never face difficulties. It means you'll face them from a place of understanding rather than confusion. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you'll ask, "What is this teaching me?" Instead of feeling powerless, you'll recognize that every experience is feedback, helping you align more perfectly with your highest potential. The masters of every tradition understood this. They weren't superhuman. They simply mastered the art of inner-outer correspondence. Buddha achieved enlightenment by recognizing that suffering comes from internal resistance, not external circumstances. Jesus performed miracles by aligning his consciousness so completely with divine truth that physical reality had no choice but to reflect that alignment. You have this same potential. Every human being does. The only difference is awareness and practice. As you apply this principle consistently, you'll find yourself living in an entirely different reality. One where synchronicity is normal, where inspiration flows freely, where problems transform into opportunities, and where joy becomes your natural state. Remember, you are not in the universe. The universe is in you. You are not separate from the cosmic intelligence that spins galaxies and grows flowers. You are that intelligence experiencing itself through the beautiful illusion of individual existence. The ancient phrase, "as above, so below," isn't just wisdom. It's your roadmap to a completely transformed existence. When you change your inner world, your outer world has no choice but to change. This isn't philosophy, it's the fundamental law of reality itself. Start today. Pay attention to the correspondences in your life. Notice what your experiences are reflecting back about your consciousness. Use this feedback to evolve consciously. Remember, you are the universe experiencing itself. Make that experience extraordinary. The secret has been hidden in plain sight all along. Now that you know it, the only question is, what reality will you create?